Thank you, Azura. I appreciate the opportunity to come here and speak. Counterbalance, ATX, is an organization dedicated to improving the lives of women of color, women of the global majority, as we say, in the Austin area. It was founded by Christina Brown and Fatima Mann, both who send their greetings and can't be here because of a family emergency and law school, respectively. So just a bit about what we're doing before I read the letter from Malik. So as the 85th legislative session comes to a close, we're focusing locally on putting pressure on our city council, the Austin Police Department, working with Measure Austin to look at data and forming policy recommendations. We've joined the Decarcerate ATX coalition with grassroots leadership. And so, Annette, I really appreciated you sharing your experience. So I think I'm just going to share a couple of statistics and then read the letter from Malik. So people of the global majority, people of color, account for 30% of the U.S. population, and yet more than 60% of those are imprisoned. Women of the African diaspora are 3 times more likely than white women to be incarcerated, and this is not okay. I'm going to read the letter from Malik now. This was published on Democracy, Socialism. Sorry, can you hear me? Oh, yes, thank you. Although I figured this might be an issue, so. Thank you. Thank you. So sorry. A little short. Thank you. This is good. Yeah. All right. So we must resist the happy slave mentality in Texas prisons. Comrades, prison conditions in Texas are horrible. Now we are delving into the deep nuances of the happy slave mentality, which is so very pervasive in Texas and is counter to any movement which seeks to liberate us. In order to liberate our bodies, we must first liberate our minds. Some years ago, when the federal authorities took over the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, a question was put to the prisoners by the U.S. DOJ, the Department of Injustice. They asked, would you like to get paid for work you perform in Texas prison? Or would you rather receive good time and work time credits that could be counted for reducing your sentence? Prisoners given such a choice would opt for early release, but the prisoners were bamboozled and hoodwinked. I've seen numerous men who had prison time slips that showed an accrued combination of flat time, which is actual time served, good time, which is awarded for good behavior, and work time, credit awarded for working, putting those together, that had exceeded their official sentence length by almost 2 times. What I'm saying is that there are men and women in Texas prisons who have been credited time which exceeds their actual sentence by 50% and in some cases 100%. That means on paper they have served up to 200% of their sentences. Why are they still in prison? The Texas Department of Criminal Injustice told Uncle Sam that they would honor a prisoner's good time and work credits instead of paying for the work. Comrades, we have been lied to. The oppressors who run the Texas government have attached a numeric monetary value to prisoners, and so there's no way the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles will ever honor these bullshit credits and release us. So with this and many other relevant factors considered, we must ask ourselves, when is enough enough? How many more comrades must we see murdered before our eyes? How many times will we allow the Office of the Inspector General in Texas to rule these homicides to be accidents or suicides or justified? How much longer must we wait for journalists in Texas to give fair, honest, and equal coverage to our suffering? When will we see all come together in order to resist and rebel against an oppressive system which has no interest in our success or future happiness? Can we, the underclass in Texas, match or surpass the efforts of 33,000 determined and single-minded prisoners housed in the state of California who finally had had enough and, with their 2013 hunger strike, took their destiny into their own hands. Our path to freedom in Texas starts with proper education. Grasping the concepts set forth by Mao, Lenin, and Marx is a start. In Liberation or Gangsterism, Part 1 and 2, Comrade Russell Maroon Shoatz tells us that the imperialist oppressor will initiate and implement programs to sabotage the success of a revolutionary movement or destroy it from the inside out. Co-optation, fear, or as in the case of Comrade Kevin Rashid Johnson, separating the most advanced revolutionary element from the people. Serving the people is a big part of being a new African Black Panther. Educating the lumpen, our fellow prisoners, and free world supporters and comrades is one aspect of serving. Awakening the lumpen is another. There is something exciting going on in Texas. I want to encourage you to learn more about us and the work that we're doing in Texas and beyond. We definitely could use all of your help and support. Dare to struggle, dare to win, all power to the people. Keith Malik, Washington, Deputy Chairman, New African Black Panther Party, Prison Chapter. Thank you, guys. I did just want to highlight that we will be having the donation drive event at Givens Park on August 20th. Come out, we'll have some music. We'll be giving out the backpacks that we're collecting supplies for. We'll have free haircuts for the kids going back to school. Yeah, please join us. You can look out for it on Facebook. Thank you.